So the case gets appealed by the defendant to the Commonwealth Court, and the Commonwealth Court creates a new standard, at least from my interpretation. The state of the law, rather, right now, per Sladek, is that a firefighter must establish that he has a cancer caused by IARC Group 1 carcinogens to which he was exposed to in the workplace. Now, we've appealed this to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court's granted our petition for allowance of appeal. And one of our main issues with the Commonwealth Court's decision and interpretation of 108R is that they've basically added the phrase "to which he was exposed to in the workplace" to the firefighter's requirement to establish an occupational disease. The plain language says cancer suffered by a firefighter, which is caused by exposure to an IARC Group 1 carcinogen. There's no reference in 108R connecting that at that stage. And remember, you're just at the stage of establishing that your client has a listed disease. There's no requirement that you establish causation at that point. Our appeal is based on really the Statutory Construction Act, which is a little bit of light reading for anybody who ever wants to go through that. The Statutory Construction Act says that obviously we take the legislature's intent from the plain language of the statute, and we try to avoid absurd and unreasonable results. I think that interpretation of the law creates, first, it doesn't follow the plain language, as I just said, and secondly, it leads to an unreasonable and absurd result, in that if that is what a firefighter has to prove, then in order to even begin to qualify for the rebuttable presumption of causation, I have to prove my whole case. I have to prove that my firefighter's cancer is caused by his exposures to firefighting, which is a 301c1 injury claim. So it sort of makes no sense to us that we would have to prove a 301c1 causation claim with the burden of proof in order to gain a presumption, a rebuttable presumption, that the cancer is caused by a firefighter's fire service exposures.